and the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders. One or two who have repented. They have sat down with us, not once, not twice. They told us that one of the northern governors is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. Boko Haram and the bandits are one and the same thing. They have a sophisticated network. During this lockdown, their planes were moving up and down as though there was no lockdown. Moving ammunitions, moving logistics, moving money, and distributing them in different parts of the country. They're already in the south, in the rainforest of the south. They're everywhere. They told us that when they finish these rural killings, they will move to phase 2. The phase 2 is they will go into the urban cities, going from house to house, killing prominent people. I can tell you, this is the game plan. By 2022, they want to start a civil war in Nigeria. Don't joke with what I'm saying. I have a PhD from Oxford University. I'm a central banker. We don't talk nonsense. So don't joke with what I'm telling you. I have this from the highest possible authority, higher authorities of some of the commanders of the killers and Boko Haram.
You said northern governors, past or present, Dr. Badaya?
No, current. No, they said one of them is the commander of Boko Haram in Nigeria. One of them. And they are not looking for money. They have more than enough money. In fact, he told me they just came back from and the truth. And let me make some revelations, because some of us also have our own intelligence networks.
Okay.
Have met with some of the bandits. We have met with some of their high commanders.
Including my humble self standing here, all the politicians in northern Nigeria in the last 15 years, we should be held accountable to what is happening in northern Nigeria in terms of poverty, unemployment, lack of education, lack of security. As of 2016, some of us that live here in Kaduna, and Northwest in particular, were not aware of anything called banditry, kidnappings, or insurgency. If there's anybody here who is aware of that, can also attest to the fact that as of 2016, not 2019, 16, there was nothing like kidnappings even in Benogwari. I can tell you that for a fact. What went wrong?
Come, let me tell you the major problem of Nigeria. The major problem of Nigeria is northern part of the country. Northern Nigeria are the major problem of Nigeria. If you want to see conflict, Northern Nigeria, rape, Northern Nigeria, refugees, Northern Nigeria, thieves. In fact, if you want to see thieves stealing on an industrial scale, come to Northern Nigeria. Thieves fully engaged in primitive accumulation, come to Northern Nigeria. In fact, I am from Northern Nigeria. I am proud to be an indigenous of Borno State. I am from Borno State. I am proud to be an indigenous of Borno State, from the northern part of the country. But I want to tell you that the major problem of this country is northern part of the country. These are people, if you want to see hatred, if you want to see conflict, if you want to see nepotism, cronyism, any other thing you can label. In fact, northern problem, if you carve out southern part of the country from Nigeria and give it 10 years, they are going to be recognized among community of nations because of the development they will have. 70% of the people who govern this country are from the northern part of the country. But if you want to see hunger, starvation, and any other thing, it's from the north. Why? We are the major problem. But our people doesn't want us to be speaking the truth. And that is why we continue to somersault in this kind of issue.
All of us, including my humble self standing here, all the politicians in northern Nigeria, in the last 15 years, we should be held accountable to what is happening in northern Nigeria in terms of poverty.
But in the wake of a renewed onslaught by tireless military against Boko Haram and their ISWAP allies in recent times, the insurgents have apparently changed their strategy. They have started targeting Christians and Christian villages for a specific reason, which is to trigger a religious war and throw the nation into chaos. Apparently, they have realized how emotive and divisive religion can be when exploited by unscrupulous persons. Lest I am misunderstood, let me repeat. The insurgents who delude themselves as Muslims, whereas they are nothing more than bloodthirsty, rapacious killers who subscribe to no religion, have recently started targeting Christians with a view to sowing the seed of confusion and discord between the two great religions. This is not to say that they have stopped attacking Muslims, but they seem to now have a deliberate policy of attacking Christians. The attack on a Christian village, Korangulume, near Chibok, the killing of the chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, the late Lawan Andimi, in Michigan local government in Adamawa State, the killing of Roville Dacia Dalep, a student who was also a member of the Church of Christ in Nations, cousin, and the killing of 11 Christians on Christmas Eve fit into this new strategy. But in the wake of a renewed onslaught by tireless military against Boko Haram and their ISWAP allies in recent times, the insurgents have apparently changed their strategy. They have started targeting Christians and Christian villages for a specific reason, which is to trigger a religious war and throw the nation into chaos.
ṣé ẹ mọ ọkùnrin Mr. Lai? Ẹ mọ̀, this is the time of Buhari. The time of Buhari lélẹ̀, gbogbo alámọ̀. Kí lẹ wá ń try àti defend? Kì í ṣe Tinubu ló dá kíní ilẹ̀. Why tẹ́ ẹ̀ fi ṣe nǹkan tó tọ́? Each and every one of us in Nigeria àti the local government àwarawa. When I was growing up, mi ì lè gbàgbé, omi tap ó wà níwájú ilé ìyá mi. Tá bá ti ń bọ̀ sí school, ní ọwọ́ ẹ̀ báyìí ó dàbí fọ́kànnà báyìí, wàá ṣí báyìí, wàá mu mi. wàá mú mi lè gbàgbé láíláí. Mi lè gbàgbé yóò ti máa kọ́kọ́ fojú rí ẹni tó wọ aṣọ àmì bí mi lè sùn mọ́jú torí ẹ̀rù bẹ́ẹ̀ sí bà mí ni. Àwọn àmì wà ní every nook and cranny, wọ́n wá slippers, wọ́n á kó slippers sẹ́sẹ̀. Ẹ wá sọ wọ́n di dáná, wọn kò wá sí respect mọ́. Ẹ dẹ̀ sọ pé ẹ̀ ń ṣe ìlú, ṣé ìlú nìyẹn ṣá? Ọlọ́pàá wá dáná lọ, wá yìnbọn síyàn. Aeroplane á fò wá sí Zamfara, á gbé gold lọ. China tó ń ṣẹnu jọkọjọkọ, àwọn ló dẹ̀ sponsor wọn. Lóńdó, China gba ilẹ̀ lọ, wọ́n bẹ̀ sí ń fa kòkó ní kòkó dànù. Ṣá nílùú báyìí. Ẹ wá ń pariwo Trump. Ṣá nílùú ṣá. Má ṣe o.
Apparently, they have realized how emotive and divisive religion can be when exploited by unscrupulous persons. Lest I am misunderstood, let me repeat. The insurgents
that Sharia is on our neck, and that is in the public space. 12 core northern states Sharia run. Now, can I ask you as I begin to close, which country in the world do you see two laws side by side running the country? Tell me any country in the world. The northern part is in penal code. The southern is ruled by criminal code. Two laws.
By.
The only reason they have not pronounced Nigeria a Sharia nation, just one reason. They have not fully captured Southwest. And you have heard in the last few days, the Sharia fire in Southwest. Backed up from the Sultanate. An agenda is going on to Islamize this country.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a hidden fact. To the outside world, Nigeria is a Muslim nation. Nigerian constitution is a Muslim constitution. Telling ourselves the truth, except we want to be to sleep. Please, I want it written down that God sent one of you to tell the truth. Whether we are going to be able to do it or not is left for us. But the truth is, except we put the sole of our feet in the governance of this nation, prayer is good. We continue to pray. Fasting is good. We continue to fast. Teaching moral is good. Let me just read this out to you. I have 1 minute, 36 seconds. Sharia is mentioned in Nigerian Constitution 73 times. Islam 28 times. Grand Qadi 54 times. Muslim 10 times. In the Nigerian Constitution of 1999, as amended, as they used to say, I've told you that constitution should be trashed. It's a lie. There is no single mention of Christ, no single mention of Christian, no single mention of Christianity, no single mention of church. Then I ask you, is Nigeria a secular state?
Yeah.
Is Nigeria a secular state? Constitutionally, Nigeria is an Islamic state. I have told us we need, our educational system is Islamized. I remember the problem in Kwara. Some of us remember the problem in Kwara when Christian schools were taken over. And they asked the governor of Kwara State, you get to a school of 48 teachers, 40 are Muslims, only 8 are Christians. And those 8 are to teach BK. You get a church of 60 teachers, 55 are Muslims, only 5 are Christians. Then they asked the governor, is this fair? He said, I know it is not fair, but that was what I meant. That was what I meant. That's what is going on, sir. Please, let's wake up. This also we ought to do without leaving the others undone. In addition to that, Sharia is on our neck, and that is in the public space. 12 core northern states Sharia run. Now, can I ask you as I begin to...
Àgbéga fàyè rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wà ní pé bàtìbẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àmìnira ní ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú ọkàn rere àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Olúwa dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ tó